What's going on with David Sanders? Tennessee's prized offensive tackle commit took a surprise visit to Ohio State last weekend. We're going to get an update today from Matt Ray of VolQuest, and we're also going to talk about a couple more big fish that are still out there that Tennessee is hoping to land between now and early signing day, which is just 1 week away. We're going to get all into it, but first, Tennessee fans, do me a favor, hit subscribe to the best recruiting channel on all of YouTube, the On3 Recruits channel. All right, let's bring in Matt Ray from VolQuest. Now, of course, we're going to talk David Sanders and this late push from Ohio State. Right now, what is the level of concern on the Tennessee side of things?
Well, Josh, I mean, you're 10 days away from signing day, right? And David Sanders shows up at Ohio State. So obviously there's a level of concern there. When your crown jewel of your, top 10 ranked recruiting class shows up, at pretty much the runner-up right in there if you want to split hairs between them and Nebraska the first time around. But essentially the runner-up, the first time in his recruitment. And you've continued to have David Sanders back to campus in August, September, October. You have a level of concern there just in the fact that, we're 2 weeks out and he's taking another look and trying to check some final boxes, it appears, to a program that he's built a strong rapport with.
So that leads me to my question. With the early signing day moved up a couple weeks, is there anything Tennessee can do right now to play a little defense? Because normally, there's those in-home visits. You got a couple visit weekends after the season even ends. So what can Tennessee do?
Yeah, I think for Tennessee, this is just continuing to try to reassure the Sanders, answer the concerns that they have and what they're looking at. Because again, you're right. You don't have those in-home visits. You don't have the chance to get back out and get FaceTime with them in this cycle. But you do have in your corner that David Sanders picked you over Ohio State and Nebraska the first time around. So obviously there's been a comfort level there with him in Knoxville for a long time. This was a process that the family really dove into, went in depth in, and they felt like, basically 3 months ago, a little over, that Tennessee was the best choice for him. And everybody obviously watched that commitment from Providence Day and how heartfelt it was to him and his family. So I think you've got to try to rely on those things and work around, what some of their concerns are. And, that's pretty much all you can do at this point. There's really not another way to play defense. I think the biggest thing now kind of moving forward with David Sanders is there's not a lot of answers in this, recruiting process wherever you look with him right now. But does he show back up at Ohio State this weekend? Is he back on campus for the Michigan game? Because if he is, then obviously if you're Tennessee, that level of concern raises even more.
For sure.
If he stays home and you're able to continue having those conversations, then I think you start to maybe pick up a little bit of cautious optimism. So this is one of those that's going to be highly scrutinized over the next 7 days here, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, all eyes will be on David Sanders. I agree with what you're saying. I think this weekend will be very telling, and as always with David Sanders, the camp has everything locked down. We'll probably find out like on Friday, or even, the Ohio State news broke when he was on campus. He was literally already on campus when Pete Nakos and Steve Wiltfong got the word. So, this is going to be a last-minute thing, and all eyes will be on this recruitment. Now, Tennessee isn't just sitting back. They're also getting aggressive on the trail. Big flip on Monday of running back Dwayne Morris from USC. So, Matt, who are some of the big-name Tennessee fans should be tracking as signing day is just 7 days away?
Well, it starts with Isaiah Campbell, right? And another guy, when you try to follow these visits and look at different things, Isaiah Campbell was at Tennessee earlier in the month for his official visit. Then he took his official visit to North Carolina, and it felt like the Tar Heels had grabbed some momentum, gave that family some reassurances. And he decided that he needed to make the trip back over from Durham, 5.5, 6 hours, whatever it is, to Knoxville for a 1 p.m. kickoff to try to get some more questions answered and see the Tennessee program one more time. Now, that visit, I think, went pretty well for Tennessee, and talking to Isaiah Campbell and just kind of hearing him say that he felt like everything he asked, was answered transparently and effectively. But now, since that visit's ended, Mac Brown no longer going to be retained as the head coach at North Carolina. What does that do in this process? Because, basically 2 weeks ago for Isaiah Campbell he got some reassurances about the future of the program under Mac Brown.
Yeah, that
So
could
I
be.
think for me, the football fit's always lined up at Tennessee. It's getting across some of these other hurdles academically, which he's had good conversation there, and then just getting him to leave home. I mean, he's 20 minutes away from campus in Chapel Hill, so that's kind of the final hurdle here for me with Tennessee. But we'll see where things go as Isaiah Campbell wants to make a very informed decision, and it's not going to be something that he just snap reacts and says, "Oh, Mac Brown's not at North Carolina anymore. I can't go there." He will hear everything out. He will hear every side of this, process until the end.
Okay, I was going to ask you about that with the firing of Mac Brown. I was going to say, do you think Isaiah Campbell could be ready to announce because, maybe that eliminates him? But like you said, or, he wants to make an informed decision. Does he wait? Does he listen to USC? I mean, what do you think about Campbell's timeline for a decision?
Yeah, Josh, I don't think it eliminates UNC. I think, given the respect that he has for the program, some of the relationships he still has on staff there, very long standing at roughly 20 minutes, 25 minutes from home for him, if that. I think the way that he's attacked this process, even back to the time when he was committed to Clemson and the way that he handled things, it would be pretty surprising if he just snap reacted and eliminated UNC and made a quick decision. I think he'll be informed in everything that he does and try to hear out the UNC side and see where the direction of the program goes before he does anything, here over the next few days.
All right. Well, these next 7 days, this run up to signing day, it's going to be absolutely electric. Tennessee fans, talk to us. Talk to us about David Sanders. Let's be honest. Is David Sanders going to stick or flip? Let us know. Comment section below.